We'd like to take this time to highlight our incredible student entries for both the Greenfield Youth Film Festival and the Mid-Atlantic Student Emmys.
Now let's take a quick look at all the entries.
Let me tell you all a story about a mouse named Lori. Yeah, Lori was a mouse in a big brown house. She called herself the hoe with the money flow. But who's that little mouse? 'Cause I'm an albatross. I'm an albatross. Albatross. Yeah, Lori said she was a mouse, smoked the cheese and liked the owl. Money, chinka, 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 blow. Lori was a witch, yeah, a sneaky little bitch. Who's that little mouse? 'Cause I'm an albatross. I'm an albatross.
Greenfield Youth Film Festival is a forum for young filmmakers to collaborate and get to showcase their works. The categories that Greenfield has are narrative, PSA, experimental, and documentary.
Our first category is experimental film.
Hi, I'm Matilda Kitabuela, and Emily and I both made experimental films.
Experimental films are a mode of filmmaking that explores non-traditional methods of filmmaking.
And it was really interesting making an experimental film, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah, it was really different than anything that I had done before. I'd worked mostly with documentary before, and it was just a really creative process and really fun.
And it was kind of weird too. I mean, there was not really a storyline, mostly just cool camera shots and cool, paint and smoke and lots of, we used a lot of fire too in both of our films, actually.
Experimentals kind of focus more on the creative process and techniques used.
Now let's take a look at some of those experimental films created by our Parkland students.
I'm here with Jake Walbert, who had several entries into Greenfield, so tell me about them.
Well, the one I did with my friend called Robbie, and it's called Lungs, and that is an odd little film. It's a little passion project I had. We had Robbie dance through a field, and I just feel like it's a good little arty-farty piece. I hope that everyone likes it.
Now, that was an experimental, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about your narratives.
Ooh, the narrative. Now that came from my heart. It was called Molly Richards. I filmed that with my friends Kyle and Derek. They starred in it, and a few other amigos are behind the camera. It's my first time directing a film, and it was a fun time. I learned a lot from it, and it has a good moral to the story.
All right, let's take a look at Molly Richards.
Forgiveness is letting go of the dream of what could have been. Molly will never be a good girlfriend to you. The dream of her ever being nice to you is gone. I mean, who cheats on a person who had just gone through something like that? I know she meant a lot to you, man, but she's just not worth this anymore.
Do you really think this is all about Molly Richards?
I'm here with Graham Burrell, who is one of our narrative and documentary filmmakers. And so tell me, what is a narrative?
A narrative is just a basic 3-act structure story, just like, most movies you'd go to see in a theater. It's just telling a story in the time constraints and trying to make it as creative and original as possible.
Is it difficult to have a whole story develop in those time constraints?
It depends. I've been doing this for a while actually, so I feel like I've kind of gotten used to the process of trying to just like get in there, tell my story, and get out as quickly as I can, and just make a full narrative arc in the time constraints. So.
Now, I know you've made a lot of films.
Yes,
so how
I
many
have.
films have you actually made?
Oh boy, a lot. For this specific festival, I think I made 4, 3 narratives and a documentary, but in like my years making films, ever since like 7th grade, I've made a lot. So,
Do you have a favorite?
That's really tough. Each time I make a film, I try to make it a little bit better than the one I made before, even like not even as a whole, but just I try to improve on something. So for each film, there's something I have that I like better than any other films, but it's hard to pick out one to be a favorite. For this festival, I made one called The Pear and the Pine, which I collaborated with an animator friend of mine, and that was a lot of fun to do. So I might say that.
Well, we look forward to taking a look at that, and here's the narratives.
Mom! Could you please come here for a second? Mom, I cleaned out some of the boxes up there. I'll go get the rest later. I'm going out for a bit, okay?
That's fine. Just don't be gone too long.
Have you been crying? Why do you care? Sarah, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Come on, Sarah, you can tell me.
It's just that for the past couple days, whenever I try to speak to someone, they either start ignoring me or start to cry in the middle of the conversation. I don't know what's going on, but I can't handle it anymore.
Do you think you've done something wrong?
I don't know, but I feel like if I did, I would know.
Come on, Sarah. Let's go for a little walk.
Okay.
So, Sarah, who has been doing these things to you?
Hold on. Do you mind telling me who you are first? I don't even know your name. And how do you know mine?
How about this? I ask you questions about you, and then you can ask me questions when I'm done. Sound okay?
Yeah, I guess that sounds fine.
Now answer the question. Who has been doing these things to you?
You're actually the first person in a while that hasn't. Pretty much everyone. My parents, my friends.
Do you like your parents?
Do I like my parents? Of course, I love my parents. My mother is honestly the sweetest person you will ever meet in your life. She's a photographer, you know, and I don't know how she does it, but man, her pictures make the moments she's capturing look even more beautiful. And my father, well, he's the greatest man alive. He can make any situation funny. They're both so caring. You see, I have this heart problem, and my mother has a habit of asking me every second of every day if my heart feels fine. She's always just checking.
You really love your parents, don't you? How about your friends?
My friends are great. They do things for me even when I don't ask.
You seem to have a very healthy life, wouldn't you agree?
Well, I don't know. Something's just seemed a little bit off lately.
Miss Martinez, do you love your boyfriend?
Yes.
Did he ever bring you flowers?
Yes.
I wonder if his new girlfriend ever gets flowers.
Hi, Ben.
Oh, hi. Rachel, right?
Yes, I'm Rachel.
How are you doing, Rachel?
Oh, well, I'm actually...
Beautiful.
Oh, well, if you say so. I mean, I guess I'm not the least attractive girl.
Sorry about that. I just saw that girl who moved here from France. Claire.
Claire?
She's so hot.
All French people are jerks. It's a known fact.
I just wish I could talk to her.
Yeah, I mean, it's too bad you don't speak the same language, right? I mean, it's so tragic.
If only I had a translator.
So tragic.
Wait a minute, don't you speak French?
Huh?
Would you translate for me, please? You would be like the best person in the world. You'd be like my favoriteest person that I've ever knew.
Fine. I'll be your translator.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
Yeah.
Claire, hey.
Bonjour. Il voulait parler de vous. Je suis le traducteur. Comprendre? Oui. She understands.
Ask her how she's doing.
Comment allez-vous? Très bon. She's doing very well.
Dites-lui que je pense qu'il est mignon.
Welcome back. Another category is Public Service Announcement, or PSA. Emily, you did one. What exactly is a PSA?
PSA is a very quick message which basically either raises awareness or is attempting to change public opinion on a social issue.
And what was yours about?
Mine was about domestic violence. So it was really just, it was 90 seconds and it was very simple. I did makeup to make it look like I had a black eye and bruising. And it started out with the side of my face that had no bruising, and I just turned so that you could see the bruises. And as that played, I had an interview based off of a real situation that had occurred with a girl, and also had facts about domestic violence.
And what was the message you were trying to get across?
The message I was trying to get across is really how big of an issue this is for especially young women, especially high school students.
When I was 13, I was raped. And the experience set me up for more abuse throughout my teens and later in my life. I'm still healing. That violence scarred me, but it also scarred those who love me. And it continues to affect all of our lives. This is not a woman's issue. It's a human issue. Stopping violence against women means stopping violence, period. And we must start now. I am committed to ending violence in my lifetime.
I'm back with Cameron Hernandez, who also made a PSA. So tell me what your PSA was about.
My PSA was about domestic violence. But domestic violence is a big part of me because no woman should never be treated like that. They should be treated with respect. So again, this is also YouTube. I saw watch YouTube tutorials. So I thought, why not create a twist with it? Like have a YouTube tutorial, but then something happens. So then the suspense comes and we realize she got beat up by her boyfriend. And this is just show what domestic violence can do to people and how we should stop it in a way.
All right, let's take a look at that.
Hi everybody, I'm Cameron Hernandez and I'm going to teach you something about makeup. So the one thing I like about makeup is it brings something natural in. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna see what that is. Hi, honey. I didn't know you'd be home early. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking? I didn't cheat on you. What? Where is this coming from? No, stop. No, stop. Honey, please. Today we're going to learn about cover up.
Our next category is a documentary. It's a category where we had the most entries. Emily, what exactly is a documentary?
A documentary, imagine an essay that's been turned into a film. So it follows one central idea or issue. And so here they are.
That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. Yeah, because you can't get rid of that. That voice in your head saying I messed up this bad. It doesn't go away. I cheated. It was one day in English class. We were taking a literature exam, and I had turned in my Scantron, and my question sheet happened to be on my desk, and I didn't turn that in by accident. And a friend of mine at the time turned to me and said, "Hey, you know, we should take a picture of that and give it to our friend." And I made a decision, and I took a picture of the exam, and I gave it to the person. And that's when word got back to administration, and we got in trouble.
Never did I think that she'd be caught cheating, helping someone cheat, or have anything to do with cheating.
I remember the day I was called down to the office. They pulled me out of class in front of everyone, and they asked me, they said, "Do you want to call your parents or should we?" And I remember saying, like, I have to call my parents, you know, I have to be the one to tell them this. And that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
So the phone rings and no call that early is a good thing. And she's already crying on the other side of the phone, and the simple words, "Mom, I really messed up."
Oh, it wasn't the initial, I want to kill her first. First, I wanted to get her calm. I mean, she was hysterical. When she called us on the phone, she couldn't get the words out. You know, I really screwed up. I messed up everything. And she kind of did.
Speechless. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know, as a parent, I didn't know how to help her. I didn't know what I could do.
I was kicked out of every honor society I had ever worked for, National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society. I had to be moved to a different English class, so any credit that I had earned in that class was gone. And losing the respect of from my parents and my teachers and everyone around me, like, it's really hard to deal with. I'm still dealing with it.
Once the cyberbullying started, I think that things just got a lot harder, because even though the whole situation was hard in the first place, I think that the cyberbullying didn't make it any better. So when people start saying nasty things, not only on the internet, but in real life too, being behind the scenes and hearing people say things, it's not easy when you're her best friend and you know what kind of person she really is.
It's a helpless feeling as a parent to know you've nurtured your child to do the right thing and be smart and make good choices. And then again, it's a helpless feeling that in one 30-second lapse of judgment, that it can all be flushed and gone.
It's everywhere. I think it's almost become like common ground. Like in middle school, I remember someone telling me, "Oh, you don't cheat, you're a goody-goody." And I was like, isn't that the right thing to do? And it seems like nowadays it's just normal to cheat. Like I see it every day, from like little cheat sheets in people's hands to what I did taking a picture. It's everywhere. If you were to look around, I'm sure you'd see like at least 50% of kids with wandering eyes, looking at the person next to them or looking at something in their lap. All classes, everything from AP to GHP, it's not just one level. It like disgusts me now seeing it like around me, that how could I have even thought about something like that? I think I've completely grown, my perspective's completely different on the whole college process and the pressures and how I approach it, and completely different. Even when you get an A, it almost feels like you could have done better. Like it's not 100, then it's not what it should be. That if it's an A-, it's still not an A+. Like it's never good enough, the grades you get. There's like always that desire to be absolutely perfect in everything we do for college.
We want her to learn from this and not, okay, she won't make that same wrong choice again, but how can she teach others about, oh, I'll never get caught, it's only a small thing. Chances are you will get caught, and the repercussions are huge. It's not worth your reputation, let alone the punitive things that go along with it. And if she can take that message out to more that can learn from it, not only will she be better, but she'll make others better as well.
It's not worth it. I mean, if you have to take the bad grade, then that's what you have to do, or put more studying effort in. But if you're willing to risk it all for something like that, just ask yourself, is it worth it? And like 10 out of 10 times, it will not be worth it for anyone to go through what I've gone through. It's horrible, it's terrible.
You have to make the right choice all the time. That 30 seconds of making the wrong decision, it can affect your life and will affect your life.
I mean, everyone always says like choices define us, but I think from my perspective, it's how you bounce back from those mistakes that like defines you as a person. And what I did that day is not me, and I'm trying my best to come back from that.
And making the wrong decision took 30 seconds of her studying for thousands of hours to be who she really is was taken away in a second. So as a parent, you just want to make her feel like it's not the end.
I made a mistake. I mean, people make mistakes, it's human, but I think it's how you grow from them and how you approach situations like that in the future that really makes a person. It's not worth it. I mean, I've said it before, it's not. It's not who I am, it's not who I want to be. Yeah, because you can't get rid of that. That voice in your head saying like, I messed up this bad. It doesn't go away.
You get to build relationships with every one of them, and each relationship is special, and just walking in every day and seeing them put a big smile on their face just to see you is something special.
Whether you're a typical high school student or you're a student who has special needs in a special education classroom, and what is the common denominator is everybody wants friends. Everybody wants that typical high school experience or typical, student to student experience. And so that's kind of what my vision for PALS was to provide some of those experiences.
Well, I started in PALS freshman year, and I started like a lot of people. I went to the club fair, walked around. My friend was actually working the club fair, so she enlisted me to join. And I realized that the kids that we're hanging out with and stuff, they don't judge you like regular ed kids do. They look at you as a whole person, as who you are, and then they just love you for whatever you have. Because I mean, some of these kids I've become real tight with most of these kids, and it's just pretty great.
Everyone's just so happy all the time. Like, you could just be outside and everyone be in like a bad mood. There's so much drama out in the actual like hallways with everyone else, but once you come in here, it's drama-free. Everyone's so happy all the time.
It's really rewarding coming in here because these kids, they show you that they're happy for you to be here. They're really sweet when you walk in. I don't walk into math class and get a huge welcome, I just get slapped with a bunch of homework on my desk, but when I come in here, kids give you hugs, they yell your name, they ask you how your weekend was, all that, and they're really sweet kids, and it's a really rewarding experience.
Don't need to name them anything different. Like, you just call them by their normal names. Like, they don't have any like different labels than anyone else do. And I think people would classify them as like something different, but like they're the same as anyone else. So there's no reason to have to name them anything else.
We joined together. I was so excited, so happy.
Several other videos. So tell me about your documentaries.
Well, recently before like school started, I made Cammy's Tip of the Week, which is I made YouTube videos. So I wanted to make like a tutorial for school and like for the news is like organization, and then I pursued on Slice of Italy was something I made. It's something for Parkland Profile, but I thought it should be extended to more because it is a wonderful pizza business, and they were a lovely family. And the other one I made was like a home workout video, which it was also YouTube based on. It was like me and my friend Jasmine Walling. We were just doing like a basic workout, nothing to extend, but just something that like people can do at home.
Now, Slice of Italy, tell me more about what was that actually about? What story did you follow?
Slice of Italy, it was about I went to this pizzeria, and it was like Andrew DiStefano. He was the owner. He was from Italy, Sicily, Italy, and I talked to him, sat him down, and just asked him, so how did you start this business? What did you do to create, because he is sponsored by so many people like PPL Center and Mr. Parkland. So he was telling me step by step how he got here. He did move here. He had a business in Jersey, and then he decided to move up to Allentown. And now he's like big in the Allentown area, but he does continue to create more and more like business.
Okay, let's take a look.
Andrew DiStefano, I'm the owner of Slice of Italy. At my times, back in, like in the 1980s, you didn't have to go to high school. After your middle school, you could have taken trade school. So that's what I did. I took culinary art for 2 years after my middle school. And at the time in 1985, my uncle just opened a restaurant in Pittsburgh. And they asked me if I come over there and work for him. So that's what I did. In 1985, I came to the United States when I was 15. It's because I was going to school, and then after school was working 3 p.m. to midnight.
Hey guys, it's me, Cameron Hernandez, and we finally survived our first week of high school. So freshmen, I know you're still trying to adjust to things, and I want to do the best way possible, so I'm going to teach you how to be organized. The first thing I like to show you is this little coupon organizer. I like these little things because they are the best. And you get to organize, like, say, your flashcards, your notes, or anything. And these are perfect for a special thing we like to call midterms. We're all going to take midterms sometime in our life, so these things are perfect. So if you ever make a flashcard, you can just drop it in here. And if you ever need it, you can just take it right back out.
Hi guys, I'm Cammie Hernandez, and welcome to Cammie and Jasmine's home workout video. So, mainly, the gym's getting really expensive to go. $10 a month, I don't think I want to pay that. But it's good because of all the gym equipment. But I like to work out at home basically, because when I'm at home and it's really cozy and my Netflix is there, so why not? So today, basically, me and Jasmine are going to show you our home workout videos. So please enjoy Cammie and Jasmine's home workout video.
So I'm here with Kaylee Wenderoth, who made a sports feature for the Emmys along with another student. Tell me what that was about.
So my friend Emily and I, we went to every single one of their games this season, and we decided to put together a video. So the first half of the video was a recap of their 2014 season when they won state champs, and the second half was a recap of their 2015 season where we followed through the entire season up to their state championship, naming them back-to-back state champs.
All right, let's take a look.
The Trojans, who have not lost yet this season, made a statement early and often.
Parkland continues to dominate. They entered tonight's game as Pennsylvania's top-ranked team, 7th in the nation, and they'll improve their record to 24-0.
AAA girls followed with the battle of the unbeatens. A 27-0 Parkland squad was matched up against familiar state tournament foe Hempfield, who held a record of 23-0. Once Parkland found their groove, there was just no stopping them. The Parkland Trojans become the Pennsylvania AAA state champions. The final score, Parkland 3, Hempfield 1.
So this is truly a team effort completely. From the coaches, the managers, the players. That was a unified group to go against a great Hempfield program and a great team.
It's
just feels so great. I can't even put it into words. Finishing my senior year with this type of win, it just feels so amazing.
I've wanted this for so long, and I couldn't have asked for a better team to do it with. I mean, we're a family, and we're always going to be a family because of moments like this.
And Parkland takes home its first trophy since 2011.
I want another one, and I know everybody else on the team does too, and we're going to work so hard over the summer and in the spring during open gyms and throughout the season, and I know everybody wants to get back up there on top.
So we'll see what happens this year as the Parkland Trojan volleyball team gets started, trying to repeat a state championship. No small feat. We'll see if they have what it takes this year in 2015.
We've been playing together. Some of them I've been playing with since 8th grade, so playing all year round with them just really shows how we have good chemistry on the court because we just know where everyone's going to be at every moment. We always mesh really well together when we're playing on and off the court, and we can always make each other laugh when we're down.
We've all grown together and just have had a lot of fun together throughout the years of playing together.
It's actually fun because they are an unselfish group that comes to get better every day, and they're extremely competitive, and they take a lot of pride in who they are and what they represent.
So I'm here with Ali Bianco, who made an experimental film and also a documentary for this festival. Ali, can you tell us a little bit about your documentary film?
Well, I made the documentary on one of my good friends, Leah. I knew her all my life, really growing up. We went to kindergarten together and we're still friends now. And when she was younger, she had leukemia. I've always just been so amazed at the person Leah is. She's one of my favorite people to be around, and I really just wanted to tell her story and her family story because they're just an inspiration to me, and I think they can really inspire and help many different families through hard times.
All right, thank you, Ali, and let's take a look at Ali's film.
When Leah was 3.5, almost 4, she would run fevers, have some aches and pains. Took her to the doctor a few times, and they kept saying it was just viral, and that went on for a good 2 months. And after that, they did some testing. We were on our way to Disney, and they said, go ahead, do Disney. Everything came back normal. And when we were in Disney, she basically stopped walking because of all the leukemia that ended up being up in her, in her blood.
Having cancer was really scary. I was really little, so I wasn't really sure or aware of what was going on. I just knew that I had cancer, and I didn't know what really could have happened.
And one day she's running around like a normal kid, and the next day she's diagnosed and she's under needles and getting different chemo treatments and things like that.
Her attitude must have gotten her through because she just was never crying. She was always happy. She was that kid that was always smiling, and even though she had so much going on, it's like you would never know. So it was definitely hard to see, but her positive energy made it all a little better for us. When I was sick, I was in preschool and pre-K, and it was definitely difficult for me because I was going through chemo at the time and I had no hair, and that was hard, and obviously it made me stand out to other people.
It was heartbreaking to see such a child have to go through with all the needles and all the doctors constantly picking at her and doing all these different things, all these different tests. It was hard to watch.
My mom, she was everywhere with me. She was at every doctor's appointment. She slept at my bedside when I was in the hospital. She always was there for me. And my dad and my sister too, and they all did a tremendous job just helping me. Leah today is very positive and optimistic. She's very funny. She's entertaining. And she like I said, she's so positive and optimistic about everything. She has the biggest heart out of anyone I know.
I'm here with Trayvon Mayfield, who is a documentary filmmaker. Can you tell us a little bit about your film, Trey?
So it's about my friend Jeremy Gibson. Ever since I first met the guy, he's always been into music, and this is his first time creating something from scratch and putting it out there, and he's putting it on SoundCloud, and he's getting a lot of attention. He's really talented. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to film it. I wanted to show him. I wanted to make a video profile on him, get him out there, let people know about him, how talented he is, and that's what I did.
All right, let's take a look.
grew up with music from like birth, I guess you could say. I mean, like I went to like David Bowie concerts like 5 years old. So I mean, it's been with me for a long time. But really, when I started to listen to my own like type of music was when probably about middle school happened, and I started to like really explore like different genres and everything.
I've been into film ever since I was in 9th grade. Michael Owen has taught me shot listing, editing, cinematography, and much more in the film industry. Let's go take a look.
Hello, I'm Riley Longebach, and today we're here with Michael Owen. He's a cinematographer and a video editor. He is a former SAG franchise talent agent and a U.S. soldier. His father mastered the recording of the Star Wars theme, The Cantina Band, by Mako. He was interested in film ever since he was 5 years old. Has the film industry been in your family history?
Yes. So, through music, my father was involved in the film industry. He worked at a division of Atlantic Records in the 1970s and was the audio engineer for the film Star Wars, one of them. There was about 28 of them, I believe. And he was the engineer on the theme from Cantina, which is a song that was in the original Star Wars. He had co-produced, co-engineered, and edited and arranged for a lot of artists. It's way too many to even think about now. He was also responsible from 1979 to 1989 in converting all of the original operatic recordings starting in 1905.
Wow.
So he had built a cylinder wax system that was able to digitize wax cylinders and put them in from an analog format to a digital format. The process took quite some time. It was very painstaking. But because of his expertise in audio engineering, because of his drive and passion for the arts, that was really something that helped propel me into this line of work. As far as my mother was concerned, she had worked with Jim Henson's group.
Oh, cool.
She had also worked in the Los Angeles area as a copywriter and a scriptwriter. She's produced a number of projects. She has 2 Emmys.
So you've just watched the shorter versions of these films for the sake of time, but to watch the full versions, check out our PNN or Parkland News Network YouTube channel.
Many different versions of these films were also entered into a Student Emmy competition. And the Student Emmys are just like the real Emmys, except they are only for student entries.
Maybe you actually did it, but would never.
So the Student Emmys have many different categories, including the long newscast, which the 2 of us anchored for, and we're actually nominated as best hosts.
Now let's take a look at all of these entries, and we will stop from time to time to meet the people who made them.
Welcome to PNN Presents. I'm Emily Capelson.
And I'm Matilda Kitabwala.
That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. Yeah, because you can't get rid of that. That voice in your head saying, I messed up this bad. It doesn't go away.
When I found out I was going to nationals, my dad told me, and I was in my kitchen, and I was just like, oh my God. And I was freaking out, and I was so excited. So you audition for districts, and then you go to districts and you audition for regions, and then you go to regions and you audition for states, and then you go to states, and then once you're there, then you can audition for nationals.
Well,
It's certainly a lot by any means to get to just districts, but especially for nationals, you have to have some dedication to practicing, not just in school, but on your own, with your own time, and you have to set a daily schedule to practice.
It's always been a part of my life, so it's hard to imagine like not being in music. Like, I don't understand like how people don't do this.
Sometimes people think, it's orchestra, they're doing their own thing, and they don't work as hard as, people who play sports. And I appreciate everyone who does play sports. It's great. It's wonderful to do. But it's the same thing with music in any form. You're working just as hard, it's just in a different way.
Here's our sports anchor, Jared Silverstein.
Thanks, Matilda. Division I athletes and more than 30 wins in 3 years. The Parkland Trojan football team has dominated the Lehigh Valley over the recent seasons. This year was no different. From summer camp through the state title game in Hershey, PNN was there. Here's more from Madison Stamen and Bailey Puckett.
I'm here with Bailey Puckett and Madison Stamen, who made a sports feature for the Emmys. So tell me what that was about.
The video was about really the football team and their season this year and kind of the drive behind like their goals this year.
Yeah, it took a lot of hard work, and we didn't have that much time to do it, so it just took a real effort from the both of us to really put it together fast and make it look good at the same time.
Let's take a look.
Man, we've been working for a while now, We've been together all summer, sweating out there, working hard, being exhausted, dying. You come close just because you're always together. So, we all care about each other, we all look out for each other. We may not have met each other if we didn't play football, but since we did, I was stuck with you, you were stuck with me. So you know what, at some point along the way, we were like, oh, maybe it's okay just to be friends, And then after that whole friend stage, next thing you know, is basically you're my brother. You see what I do, I see what you do. We work hard together, you know what, we're all a family here. Been playing with each other for so long, some of us, we've been playing from years, and this is our goal, ultimately to play in a state championship. But it's not only to play in a state championship, it's to actually win it.
We all call each other brothers and stuff like that at practice, so it's just been a ride the last 4 years.
Throws the ball over the middle, Yeboah, first down. Throws deep. Getting Yeboah in the end zone. Catch is good. Touchdown. Parkland Trojan. First kick is up and good.
See what I do, I see what you do. We work hard together, you know what, we're all a family here.
Winning one state title is its own accomplishment, but imagine the pressure of winning back-to-back. After more than 100 wins in just 2 years, that was the challenge for the Parkland girls volleyball team this year. PNN's Kaylee Wenderoff shows us their journey towards a second state title.
So we'll see what happens this year as the Parkland Trojan volleyball team gets started, trying to repeat a state championship. No small feat. We'll see if they have what it takes this year in 2015.
We've been playing together, some of them I've been playing with since 8th grade, so playing all year round with them just really shows how we have good chemistry on the court, because we just know where everyone's going to be at every moment. We always mesh really well together when we're playing on and off the court, and we can always make each other laugh when we're down.
We've all grown together and just have had a lot of fun together throughout the years of playing together.
It's actually fun because they are an unselfish group that comes to get better every day.
We're going to take a little break from our Emmy entries to speak again with filmmaker Graham Burrell. And Graham, you did something a little different with your film for the Emmy entries. Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, I did. Like we were talking about earlier, I normally do narrative films, and I really got used to that, but then actually a fellow student named Reina had an idea to do a mini documentary on Latino American teenagers, And it actually kind of worked into a series that I want to start creating called You've Got Issues, where it gives a platform for young students to talk about social or cultural issues. And so this first episode was called Jóvenes, and it was about Latino American teenagers who were discussing stereotypes and just what it's like to move from their home country to America and just what all that's like.
All right, let's take a look.
My name is Reina, and I'm from Puerto Rico.
My name is Frankie.
I'm Kayla. I'm Puerto Rican.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Imari Salas. I'm 18 years old. I'm Puerto Rican.
My name is Carla Quintanilla, and I moved from Mexico when I was 11.
My name is Omar, and I moved here when I was 9 years old.
The only thing I can remember coming here is just getting out of the car, from my dad's car, looking up to the apartment. I was like, damn. Wow. I was very confused. I remember holding my little Barbie doll, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing here?
I miss everything, every single. But also there is cultures within the culture, so like the Puerto Rican culture and the Dominican culture and the Mexican culture. How difficult was it for you guys to like learn English? Because I think like for me it was very difficult. One of the things that we might relate to is that you're kind of in the middle now. You live here, but you're from there. So when you're here, you're Hispanic. When you're there, you're a gringa.
I was raised on being myself. I don't have to change for this group, don't have to be different around this group. I'm just me everywhere.
Like I loved America since the beginning. So it wasn't that I wanted to change to be a more American-oriented person. But like I got used to the culture and I liked it, and so. But of course, I would never forget my roots because there are a lot of things. Like when I get home, I'm 100% Spanish, and
at the end of the day, I'm just Latina, Hispanic, whatever name they want to come up with to describe me. But I'm American, and I'm proud to be an American.
On behalf of all of us here at PNN, thanks for watching PNN Presents. I'm Emily Capelson.
And I'm Matilda Kitabuala. Have a great day.
Presents. I know it was an incredible experience for me getting to make these videos for Greenfield and the Emmys. It really was a great way to bring together everything we've learned over our time on PNN. I joined PNN as a freshman and then it was a part of the new PNN this year. And I've learned so much, and it was a great way to be able to showcase everything that we've learned.
And it's not just the knowledge that we've attained in PNN, but the friendships that we've had and the people that we've met and just all of the experiences that we've had because of this. It's just been completely life-altering. Mm-hmm. So from all of us here on PNN, thanks for watching not only this show, but all of our shows. Have a great day.